Greg Dickson. I was here last week. Well, well, work's been crazy. I got to pay the bills. No.
Greg.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Just Greg's is
Just
unmuted.
Greg was
No
talking.
one wanted to hear that first
You got
part.
everybody
Alright.
now?
Are we all
You
good?
Do I need to do the introduction again?
Sure.
I think they probably know
Hello,
who we
welcome
are.
to I'd Back
This
That
is our first
with
episode, everyone.
Gloryhoundd.
Dr. Gloryhogg.
Greg Dickson.
Ta-da!
Here as always.
We're semi-professional.
course.
Semi-professional. There was some crazy audio
We might have
stuff
had
that
a
was
last-
happening
Yeah, we might
before.
have had a
We had to
last
change
minute
out
issue.
one wire, and it was pretty much almost the downfall of the entire show.
It was mayhem here.
Like, the house was basically on fire.
Yeah.
It was that
I'm
stressful.
gonna
was
set
crazy.
this house on fire if you guys
crazy.
keep it up, okay?
I almost-
Freaking, that's right. I'm gonna Dracarys this shit down.
Oh,
Whoa! Language, kids!
Yikes.
Plug your ears, children.
Stress-
That's how it's happening.
I don't
That's
like
how it's
stress,
happening.
so, like, extra stress for stress's sake is not good.
I
well,
like the statement. Just Greg is good.
just
Let's just have that be like the motto of
that's
the show.
that's it. Greg is
T-shirts,
good.
just Greg. Welcome to Gloryhoundd and the Undivided Gamers.
Greg is
Greg
good.
is good. I like it.
Like some weird televangelist.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be like our
seriously.
mantra.
Greg is good.
Well, thanks for everybody joining us
Whatever
today.
Greg
We have
wills.
Vincent and Alan in the chat right now. Dr. Gloryhogg, Dr. Shark.
Dr. Shark.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
That'll be stuck in your head for a month.
Oh, because of my shirt. I'm all, what?
Yeah, man.
I was confused.
Do we have
I don't remember what clothes I'm wearing.
do we have the Facebook pulled up to
Do-do.
see who's on the Facebook? On the Facebook.
No, because we had wire tragedies
I
There
right
know.
before.
was one wire
know.
out, and it
we have
was just
Chad Elkins on
pandemonium.
as well.
He's on here, too.
All right.
right
Well,
there.
there we
Welcome,
go. There we go. Okay.
Welcome, everybody.
All right, you guys ready for some Kickstarters?
Welcome, everyone, but Greg.
I mean, last week we did Matrikosha, so
Matryoshka.
which again,
that's my, that's
there
like,
wasn't
that's my
enough
safety
trading.
word. I'm like, no. Release the news. Matryoshka. That's a bad one to
That's your
have.
safe word?
Yeah, it's a bad one to have.
Yeah, if you can't pronounce it, I would say so. I
You're like,
mean,
I would stop, but I don't think you're pronouncing it right.
What are we doing today?
We're talking about some games.
Oh, yeah. We do that still?
Yeah, sometimes.
There was like that 1 week where I was sick for like a day, and then
Yeah.
now this one wire. Why do we even do this show?
don't
It's all
know.
falling apart.
oh my
It's mayhem
god!
over here.
Oh my god!
Just
We're
gonna stick
moving
my
on.
knife
We're
in the
moving
wall. This is
on.
ruined.
It's like freaking King's Landing.
Get you guys
in
all
here.
muted up in here. Jesus. All right. So first up, we have Crystallo. This is by Lightheart Games. This is for one player, one lonely player
I was like
who
about
loves to
this.
play games.
If you're a solo gamer, she's judging you.
Yeah, I was actually excited by this, but now I kind of feel bad about liking
For
it. So
20
now,
to 30
screw it.
minutes.
I'm
For
out.
20 to 30 minutes. No, I like this. I think it looks really awesome.
I love
like
the look of this thing.
they did a really good job with
because
this
Really
of it.
simple.
It's black like your heart.
A little bit.
Little
A little bit.
little bit.
People like that though. Okay, geez.
It's up to you to free them. Up to you. Only you can prevent Phoenix
Forest
fires. Phoenix fires.
Phoenix fires.
Or that's the Firefox.
Firefox fires. Did they have
They
to
are
get like
getting
web
sued. They
browser
are getting
permission
sued.
for that?
For the Firefox? I
Yeah.
don't know.
They
I
are getting
don't
sued
think
for
they
sure.
strictly call them the Firefox.
There's
like,
also
what do
a
they call
Chrome
'em?
thing.
That's
you
what
have
my
to,
dad
you
would
have
call
to
it.
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, turn on the Firefox and the Facebook.
So in this one here, I really like the fact that not only are you trying to combine,
Greg is good. The Facebook. Greg is good. So say we all.
not only are you trying to
say we
combine
all.
the cards to create like the crystal combinations,
Or is it
just
three
to
fingers?
Sure.
2.
like,
Hunger Games.
oh my god, are you guys? Oh my god, I'm gonna murder you both today.
I blame him.
Are you guys in this or not today?
Hold
Are
on.
we talking about
need-
games?
I'm so lonely,
not?
I just can't focus.
Hold on. Let's get this on.
I'm so
Gonna knock all of you
If I
out.
get this on camera, do you think
I'm
they'll
so
pay me money?
lonely. So
So you guys,
lonely.
it's like we haven't seen you guys in a while. Jeez.
We were here last.
Oh my god. Okay.
week
I
playing
know, but you're like you
Matryoshka.
have that ramped up
It's been like a
energy of
week.
like I don't know what I'm doing.
It's Friday. I'm excited.
Oh my God.
I feel like I
All
know
right.
what I'm doing.
So I like the fact that in this game, as you're placing the cards down, you're unlocking the creatures. You're also trying to do it in the least amount of cards possible because of the final dragon that you're also
Yes.
trying to unlock in the end.
It's like
so
an efficiency puzzle.
it really is.
A
It's an
spatial
efficiency.
efficiency
Do you want to
puzzle.
unleash
Yeah.
the dragon? Another Game of Thrones reference. I got them all day, people. Keep
No, no.
Okay.
Do you want to awaken the dragon?
This looks amazing. It's a shame I'll never play it because I don't solo.
You don't solo game at all.
I think if you If you keep hanging out here all the time, there's a good chance your wife will leave you, and you'll have plenty of time for solo games.
Hey, you might be onto something.
Dracoris.
No, I think
I
you know,
really like the look of this. I wish they'd come up with some way to make it multiplayer.
or at least 2 players or
yeah,
something like a 2-player
because
game.
it looks really like a fun, cool
Just
puzzle.
completely redo your game.
Well, I don't think that's necessary, but I could
No,
see
redo
them
everything.
with a little development,
be the ice
figuring out
fox,
at least a
and I want it
2-player
to be the
version, like
fire
she
wolf.
said.
You know,
Can the dragon be red instead?
lately I've been playing more solo stuff, so I'm really excited about this game. And I feel like I'm leaning more towards doing more solo things because some people just don't want to play games with me anymore.
That is such a lie. We played like 6 new games last weekend.
So much sadness.
I know. So much sass today, guys.
And
you know what? I'm actually.
This is what they tune in for.
This is a
The
call for
sass.
help. Please send somebody over
send somebody for
to
help
rescue me
to play
from,
games with
from
me.
my horrible wife, who's
To
just
play
being
games
the
with me.
worst.
Just
I'm
remember,
not the
guys.
worst.
Just remember, guys.
I'm just so into solo games.
Greg is good.
So
I'm
No,
gonna eat
this really looks super cool.
it does.
Seriously.
It has a
I
beautiful
really thought
look
it
to
looked
it.
fun. Yeah,
The
yeah.
components look amazing. It's what, $15?
I just wish I had a print and
15
pledge
bucks.
level. Print and play.
It does have a print and play level.
Oh my God! What?
What a segue. Look
oh
at this
my
guy.
god.
He's a master.
Oh my god.
YouTube isn't on, Cat.
Oh no.
YouTube
Jeez.
is, man, this is just a day. We're having a day here, guys.
Murders for everybody today, guys.
Murders for
Murders for
everyone.
everybody.
How is YouTube not on?
Like, I don't
feel like I
know.
got the notification.
I don't know. Thanks for letting me know, though, Vincent.
Vincent, you're the best, man.
Let's see. Let's
I got
take a
the
look.
notification
Nothing against
for
the
it.
rest of you, but Vincent's the best.
I sure YouTube is on, because I see me looking at my phone on it.
Is it?
Well, he said, well, wasn't.
Having a similar day at the office.
Alan, we're here for you, man. We feel your pain. It's Friday, and we're all
You
just
getting it
ready
on
for the
YouTube?
weekend.
Okay, we got it on YouTube.
He said, well, wasn't, which makes me think he's saying, like, oh, it wasn't, but it is now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So they changed a bunch of settings with like Facebook, and then I had
wish
to
we
like
were watching
change
The
the way I
Office.
was doing a bunch of different things. Like it was crazy. So I'm not surprised that there's been some changes and differences and everything.
Who would you
Do
be?
do 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 do.
Are you Dwight?
Do do
Oh
do
my
do do.
God.
No, I'm Jim. I'm
Okay,
always
I
being
feel like we're
This
shortchanging
is like
Crystallo
a
here.
I'm always
herding
being
cats
told.
No,
today,
I feel like
guys.
we're shortchanging Crystallo
Herding
with all the tech
cats.
talk and trying to get
If I
wires
could-
set up.
If I had a list of how many times I've been talked to for being like having too much fun at the office, I get that a lot actually.
But this, seriously, if this was not just solo, like I would be kind of all in on this. It's like $15 for just the base thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a lot of replayability built in.
Here's my one
Because the
critique
cards are
of
always
it.
going to come out in different orders.
Here's
and
my
stuff.
one critique.
It's travel
The
size.
box
it's pretty
is so
art.
boring compared to like the beautiful like Phoenix pictures and stuff. Like they should have put one of the animals out on the front, like the black dragon or something.
I think it's supposed to all just fit in the bag, right?
I think. Well, yeah, but I mean the box looks boring in comparison.
It's
like
got the
that's
crystals coming out at you.
Crystallo.
Yeah,
don't know.
I can see what you mean with the box portion.
Because
It-
I thought it was going to be the Phoenix, because like that's what they show at the top of the Kickstarter, and I thought so when I was looking for the image for this to put on the thumbnail and stuff, I was like, oh, this
You
is
know,
it.
in the video they show the dragon's eyes like open up out of the darkness. That would be a cool background for the box too. If it had like the crystals.
Yeah, and then when you open
but
it
like
up,
it's
when you
the
open up the
dragon
box,
eyes
it's kind of
coming
like
out of the shadows.
exploding
Yeah, the
kittens. When you
dragon
open
eyes
up it,
would've
would
been cool.
meow. This one you open up, it goes Dracoris, and then fire freeze out of it.
no, already.
so Alan says you're not
You're
going
not
to
gonna
back it
back
because of the
of the
box, Dr.
box.
Gloryhougg?
No, I'm gonna back it. I said I had one critique, which is way better than all of Greg's lame ones.
Wow.
I don't have any critiques on
I
this
don't have
one.
any critiques
I
on
think
this
this
one
game
either.
looks awesome. Actually,
I think so too. I think
I just
For
don't
fif-
solo game
For
really.
$15, I'm willing to give it a try. Sometimes she's in the bathroom for a really long time.
this is like 100% win for me here. You know, like with $15, it's $15, and you get like cool little crystals. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like whenever you're bored
I'm in it for
on
the
an
crystal
airplane
level
or trying
with
to
precious
ignore your
gemstones.
spouse or something like that, like
Guys,
you can totally play this game.
you guys are getting such a peek into the behind the scenes today, guys.
I don't know what her deal is today.
I love it though. This is why people tune in.
we got a mini Targaryen here in the house. Look out.
Uh-oh.
Meow.
All right, so would you back that, Greg?
I don't think it's for me because I'm just not a solo gamer, but I have no reservations. If you're a solo gamer, this looks really cool to me.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, I think we should back it twice so that way we both get a copy after all the
Oh, and then we
paperwork's
can go ahead
finalized.
and
You just sit
like-
at the table together.
Oh, after all the paperwork's finalized.
Ignore
I
each
want to
other.
make sure that when our collection gets split, I get a
Then
copy
we
of this
each have
too.
a copy of
Do
it.
you guys
Okay.
ever discuss that? Me
Alright.
and Stephanie sort of jokingly go like, let's
If we
say,
have to separate the
let's
games.
say our marriage just crumbled. What would be your first pick? And we like go through sometimes.
Oh
you
my
know.
god.
Yeah.
I've done that with like the kids and the dog and stuff. I'm like, okay, I get the dog, you
Oh,
get the cat.
No, you just light all the games on fire, and you're
Well-
like, nobody's getting them.
Gross.
Wow. All right. Well,
although
time for me to start hiding games in the garage, right? Like,
we admit that divorce in some ways would be nice because we'd only have to watch the kids half the time, you know?
But
we
it's
almost
way
want
worse,
to do it
though.
just so that we
Is
can
that
have
your
a
thing?
week
You're
off
like-
every other week.
So you
So
can
as
do one
someone-
off and
as
one
someone
on.
who
You could still
stayed-
do that
as
and
somebody
be
who-
married.
Could. I guess we
as
could.
somebody who stayed home, like while
Yes.
she's been at Origins, it's the worst though, because you're just like, oh, you having fun at
Oh, I
Origins?
did, yeah,
Hold
no,
on,
no.
let me go make my kid her seventh
She-
meal of the day.
She went like on a
now
European
she wants banana
trip.
ice cream.
She went-
Okay, sure, I'll just make banana ice cream.
She went on like a European trip with her like mom and sister, and they went to all these different
Yeah,
countries. And I
it's the
stayed home
worst, right?
and watched. Yes, it was
Horrible.
I mean, I made the most of it, but yeah, it was like, hope you're having a good time, honey. En-
Yeah, I guess-
enjoy.
So I guess YouTube is still being crazy. Who knows? But you know,
I
if
don't
you
know,
guys are
I'm
on
sh-
Facebook and stuff, that's cool. I don't know. I think maybe comments-wise, it may not be
No.
picking them up or something.
Yeah, you know, I don't actually see any comments.
Yeah, I think
Let me chat publicly.
YouTube's just being weird. But
Let's just give out Dr. GloryHogg's phone number, and you can just text
you can
your
just
comments
text them right
there.
there, yeah, and he'll bring them up.
666-6969. All right, what's next?
Also, well, hold on. Alan
Okay.
also says that they do need help with some
Yeah,
social
there's
goals
YouTube.
to get stuff up. So, if,
Get social.
yeah, if
Come
you
on,
want to
baby,
go ahead and
make
do
it
that,
hot.
that would be
Mm.
fantastic. I'm gonna
Now,
back
is this funded?
Get
Is this
social.
funded?
Yeah,
It is funded, yeah.
Okay, I
Bruh.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Bruh, it's
for what
funded.
it,
It's way funded.
yeah, for what it was
Look at that,
way funded.
1,300
Yeah. And
backers.
it still has 14
I think
days
this is
to go.
kind of fascinating. Like, who would have guessed 5-10 years ago that the solo market would have grown so much that a game like this that's purely solo, no one's ever played it, just based on the campaign, 1,300 backers.
This has been a print and play champion though on BGG.
Hey there, Magenta
Yeah, that's true,
Lizard
that's
and
true.
Battle Cry.
So that helps.
So
But I just think it's fascinating. Like, I never would have guessed that the solo gaming market would grow like it has, and like, good on people.
Not a trendsetter.
yeah, I think that YouTube will end up uploading everything fine after it's all done. Sorry about that, guys. I'm glad to see you guys here, though.
It's just one of those days.
It is
folks.
one
But
of those
this is
days.
way better on my phone because Magenta Lizard has a cool avatar.
Oh,
Like, it's
really?
like a
I wanna see
purple
Magenta
dragon.
Let me see.
Lizard.
Hold
See
on.
the purple dragon?
Oh, that is very nice. Very nice.
I've never
Magenta
seen that
Lizard.
before. It's always just been like
I
a little.
totally get
Yeah,
it.
up here it just shows like a little
I
YouTube
totally
icon.
get it
Yeah.
now.
Magenta
right.
Lizard, you're awesome.
So Magenta Lizard more like purple dragon. Am I right? Oh,
Dracarys.
All right,
Yes.
fun
Oh,
fact: Purple
okay.
Dragon is the name in the original Ninja TMNT comic book of the gang that they fight.
Oh, that's right.
The Purple
Is it
Dragon.
Before it was
really?
like the foot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go, guys.
All right,
We're
moving
geeking
on.
out.
Moving on,
We're going deep.
guys. Let's see here. We got
Deep dives.
Bites by BoardGameTables.com. This is for 2 to
Oh,
5
look how
players.
cute
It's going to
this
last
is.
for about
Baby,
20 minutes.
Ants, baby. Ants,
The-
baby. Ants, baby.
So-
ants.
What were your guys' first thoughts on this game whenever you saw it?
I just gave it to you. Oh, look how cute this is. I
Whenever,
love it.
whenever I first saw it, I was like, oh, is this going to be like Deep Sea Adventure? And then I was
I've never
like,
played
no,
that.
this is like way more amazing than Deep Sea
I haven't
Adventure.
played that one. Have you guys played that one?
Yeah, we had.
played it.
Okay.
I was not a huge fan of Deep Sea Adventure because it's like, hey, let's all go scuba diving. We'll all rent one sub, and the first one to get back up wins. But I might also spend everyone's air
Scuba diving
so that you die.
to the death.
Yeah, because like everybody
Well,
dies as you rush up, and they're
That
like,
one's Deep
"Ah."
Sea Adventure is more like a push your luck game, though, because
Yeah,
you're
'cause the
going
further
down
down
to
you
collect
go,
treasure.
better
and
This
treasure.
is
then you
more
gotta
like
get
a
back
set
up.
collection race kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Well, yeah, and this one is really like you're like, oh wait, what? The red ant's going for like the top spot. Well, then I better hurry up and pick
Yeah.
up some apples.
I
Like-
think this looks really cool.
Yeah, I think this is
I love the bits in it.
very, very cool.
I like the theming. Apparently, originally it
It
was just
comes-
pawns with discs.
Yeah.
It comes pre-bit, like that's good. You don't
yeah,
have to
the
bite
food is
pieces
pre-bit.
yourself. You don't have to take bites yourself.
I tend to like games
It
with
is
food.
so
I don't know what
adorable.
it is. I
There
think
are-
the video was good.
Yeah, the video, they did a really good job with the video.
I like using food too, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Best game of all
So-
time. Hungry, hungry hippos.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah.
right?
With this one here, I really like the sort of like economic mechanics that they do have going on with those ants trying to get up to the top with the varied victory points each game. And then you also have the little chocolate pieces here that are going to give you special abilities and
Yeah.
powers. And I think that those chocolate
Why is she so
pieces with the
serious?
special abilities and powers,
Well,
somebody has to be
someone
serious
has
and
to,
talk
like,
about the
give
game.
the information. We can't all be a-holes.
It's a game about ants. It's like a
So-
nickel. It's very inexpensive.
The chocolate pieces are what really give this game an exceptional replayability.
Sorry,
I
I'm
think.
lactose intolerant. I can't play this game.
That's okay.
I think
I'll
there's-
solo game this.
There's only
There's no solo on this one.
this would be hard to solo.
But these cards right here
Right.
really drive the
And
replayability
the
of it.
wine's different. I mean, every
Yeah.
time these different they build a lot of variability in to a very simple rule set, which I
Yeah.
think is cool. They have a little special rule every time. A different.
Overachiever.
Yeah.
This is like the prime.
Humble ants.
It's in that prime gateway game area where like gateway gamers, this is perfect for them because it introduced them into something that has
Right.
a simple teach, in-depth like game mechanics, and stuff like that that's happening as it's like played out. And then you also catch the gamers that are just like pure gamers and they're like, oh wow, like this is more than just okay, we're moving ants along here, like
Yeah, it appeals to
this is-
everybody.
exactly, this catches everybody.
It
This is
seems like it
perfect.
has a very cool, just simple elegance to it, where
It
like
really does.
it's always going to feel different enough that you're engaged by it, but you'll never forget how to play. You can always pull it out and just jump right into a game.
Were you guys surprised that BoardGameTables.com is doing this?
No, because they emailed me. So that's how I knew about it.
It was kind of. I did look at like the previous projects. I'm like, oh, okay, like okay.
Googly eyes are not included, Vincent, but you can add them to your base game.
I think
I'm
you
just
can.
saying.
Yeah, you can go like the
Yeah.
99-cent store
Oh,
or
what
something.
if you put all the little googly eyes on the ants?
Yes,
That would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic. That would be awesome.
Well, I'm 100% in for this, guys. Like,
I know it seems silly, but I think this is the one I'm most excited about this week.
I was really excited about it too.
And the fact
Yeah.
that it's a reprint means that it had enough acclaim originally that like this is apparently a good game.
Right.
And they're bringing it back, and people are excited. It's funded. I love the Girls Game Shelf videos, by the way. If you're doing a Kickstarter, employ her.
Yeah.
She does a great job. They're very concise. She teaches everything. I loved it.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that then.
Yeah, it
I didn't
really-
Why
see
don't you go
that
be on
one.
her show
I
then?
didn't see that one.
She hasn't invited me.
Wow.
She's not that
Wow.
desperate yet, like you guys.
That's true.
That's true, he says under his breath.
I like the fact too that they took the time to make the double layer tokens and stuff like that instead of just like
Yeah.
regular, just
Well,
token.
they-
I mean,
And
they
this
really
little tower
souped it
thing
up.
is
They
cool.
really
It could have
souped
just
it
been,
up.
Look at that. Bam.
oh, the
Look
first
how
one
easy
gets
that
here
is.
gets 4 points.
Right.
But instead, they like build this cool little
Oh, that actually
display.
it's put together really
So
well.
Alan's asking, what do you think about the extra bits for the longer food trail? So there's
That's-
a pledge where you can get double the amount of bits in there.
That's
to
cool.
Make like a
Huge trail.
super long one, and I think that would be interesting.
It'd make your game like 40 minutes instead of 20 minutes, probably.
yeah,
I also like the idea of playing multiple rounds. You could just use the original bits and score it, and then be like, all
and
right, we're
then
going to play
do
like
best out of 3.
yeah,
or
best out of
something,
3 rounds,
yeah.
and add up all the prior scores. That was something I thought of as
I
I
liked
was
the answer
looking
getting
at
drunk on wine.
Oh, this is a good question. Magenta Lizard says, what is special on Kickstarter? Or otherwise, just wait for retail.
it. Do we know for sure it's going to be retail? I mean, I assume it will, but
I don't know. BoardGameTables.com. You think they're gonna have a retail?
I don't know.
Did they have the retail pledge up here? I'm sorry, guys. So fast. Okay.
I don't recall. I'm
So-
glad that was a good question because I don't recall seeing.
That's all 3 of their games.
Yeah, you can get the other stuff.
Extra dice, 24 or more bites.
I would imagine they
Yeah.
would have the extras through their store and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah.
think that they're doing anything special Kickstarter-wise for it, but
What about the stretch goals? Do they have stretch goals? Or did they not do any?
I don't think they did any.
See,
for this
sometimes we
one.
complain
Yeah.
that, like, oh, it'd be so simple if it was just a game with no stretch goals and just, like, you could just buy the game. And then when people do it, we're like, wait a minute. I need extra stuff.
But I think for this one,
extra
like,
stuff is nice.
it just looks like it does such a nice job. I almost want to like give them money to like, hey, good job reprinting this thing. Like you
Yeah.
almost want to like, here, I'll pay early, maybe a little bit of a premium just because I'm impressed with what you put together here. I don't need a bunch of extra cool
Yeah,
stuff.
$24. I don't really think we're really paying that much of a premium,
Yeah,
really.
it's not. I mean, yeah, I'm sure if it's retail later, you'll be able to find it on one of the online game stores for 18 or something. But it's not
Yeah.
like you're gonna, save millions.
This is Board Game Table's first board game, right?
They
they
had a
had-
few other
they had
projects
two other ones
before.
out
Those
there,
two
too.
other
No, I
ones,
think there were
or
some
those ones
others.
in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look at the other two.
See, it looks
that
like this looks
much.
like this was the original.
Yeah, that was the original one.
Big
here.
points.
What
Yeah.
a cool way for them to throw on this cool theme and make the bits really nice.
Yeah, I didn't see any extra stuff.
Yeah, I don't think there's any.
I think they did such a great job, though. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if there would even be extra stuff to add to this that I could think of. You know, I don't know. I'm in though. I'm 100% in on this. I want it. I want it. I'm gonna end up backing it. If you want to wait, like, I don't know. It doesn't say anything about them having any sort of like retailer editions
It also
or
doesn't
anything
say
like
it's
that.
exclusive to Kickstarter. Some
It doesn't say
games
that either.
will really point that out to try to like
Yeah.
get you on the FOMO. It doesn't say that either. So
So it's up
May-
in the air. I don't
Yeah.
know about if they're going to be doing anything specific with that, where it's just Kickstarter only, or if they're going to have X amount of copies after, or if they're going to reprint later. I don't know enough about that. And I don't know how much they're going into doing a whole bunch of board games, because, yeah, they have the 3 up here, but I haven't heard much about the other 2,
yeah, I'm not.
which
I'm
I would be
not-
interested to see who's played either of these here. All right, but I mean, like, for what was it, $24? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Greg?
I think this is the one of the week. Spoiler alert! I'm the most excited about. I'm in. I like this one. This one looks rad.
DrGloryHogg?
Yeah, I'd back it.
You'd back it? Okay. And I'd say I'd back it too. So they seem to only release on their website, Alan says.
Yeah, so maybe they're not going to go through Miniature Market and cool stuff.
According
and
to
all
board
those
game
people.
prices only on their website. Okay, so they
Okay.
should have some copies then available there,
Yeah.
I would imagine. But overall, the game is already a tried and true sort of
That's
game.
part of what it.
Yeah, and
part
then
of why
like
I'm
it's the
excited about it.
cards which are adding to it and making it specific with that. Oh my God, DrGloryHogg.
Cough button.
I literally hit the mute button. Thanks for bringing a huge attention to it, though.
Hey everyone,
right.
he just coughed.
I know.
What else do we got here? Next up, we have Trick Shot.
Yeah.
Trick Shot is by Wolff Designa. This is for 2 to 4 players. It's going to last 30 to 90 minutes.
This episode brought
That
to you by murder.
That was not pre-planned, so it's not premeditated. It was a heat of the moment thing.
Yeah, that's just manslaughter. You could probably get away with just life.
Probably just fine.
Let's see
25
here.
years, I'll live. I'll get out with some time left.
What
Don't
were-
worry, the other mics picked up the cough. Alan wants you to
You know what? In 25 years, though, I bet you all my Kickstarters would have finally delivered, so that's actually not so
That's
bad.
also true.
You get home from
You
prison,
have
there's
one.
just
Back
a
and there'd be
pile of games
25.
on your
Yeah,
porch.
that'd be
You're
great.
like, sweet,
Do
I
you
get
do
to
like
finally
in
play
DuckTales?
Bites.
You like jump into them?
You can't say the word DuckTales unless you're going to do the theme song.
Doo-doo-doo.
There you go. Go ahead,
I want to
DrGloryHogg.
hear you do it.
No, I don't
Let's all
sing.
do it
I don't
together,
sing.
guys.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Aw, we almost have like a moment there. So this
gotta ruin
one,
it.
when it said a game about hockey by people who or a game by hockey enthusiasts for hockey fans, I was like, I'm so not in. I don't care about hockey at all, but I'm sure it's great.
It looks really
Enjoy.
cool.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. It's just not.
If you're just not a hockey fan,
Yeah, I mean,
that's fair.
also with these kind of games, I'm always worried that you can't recreate the excitement of the sport with chucking dice and it always feels like you slow down, like a racing game,
Yeah.
right?
You're
like,
never going to have the same
it's a
sort
great
of
racing
speediness
game.
of racing
I'm going to
game,
play
yeah.
a card and move 2 spots. It just doesn't capture racing, and
Not the
I'm always
same.
worried that these aren't going to really capture
I think these
the
ones do.
excitement of sports.
I think these
in
ones
a
always do
game,
better though,
you know?
because with at least with a sport, like a lot of it's going to be like where your positioning and everything is.
But there's an element of that here, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's usually more positioning. Where like a racing game, like I don't know. For me, I don't really find racing that exciting. So like I'm always bored by racing games.
Now, DrGloryHogg and I talked about this, and this looks like
I'm glad that it's like
a-
$20 to get painted.
more push your luck
seems very reasonable,
style, like
actually.
Yeah.
Blood Bowl game, because it has miniatures and sort of strategic movement moments, but
This is the one the Sam Healy was looking
more-
forward to, I think.
but
somebody
more
on there
push
was.
your luck than
One of those guys.
I
Yeah,
would
I think
say
it was
like
on their like top 10 anticipated.
Yeah.
yeah, I would say more push your luck than like a Blood Bowl
But they all
style game.
right, and because they all have like their own stats
But
as far as like how they can move and
it's
position and
Also easier to play, it looks like, than a Blood Bowl style game because you have more stats and more things with the dice going on. Where this one here, it looks like it's a little bit easier to play. You have minimal stats here, and there's like 4 actions, I think. It wasn't a whole bunch of
See,
actions.
Kabuki Kid points out what I'm talking about. They have someone in the Kabuki Kids game group that loves racing games, brings them all the time. They
just
just
bored.
they sometimes fail to
Aw.
like capture
But
the excitement.
I think
you
that
know?
happens to everybody, though. I mean, there's been games that you've gotten out, and you're like, oh, we really love this game. And then I start playing it, and I'm like, yeah,
Sure.
that's a hard pass for me.
No, but my point
That's
is,
how I feel about most Euros at first.
Yeah.
Some of them win me over, but at first, when you first get it out, and you're like, this is so cool, and I'm like, oh, wow, little wood cubes? Oh, mind blown. What is this, weird bread? Is this like grapefruit, or
I
is this
usually
bread?
duck and weave to play other games.
I've
the
done that
kids said.
before.
That's funny.
I've done
I just
that
think there's an
before.
inherent uphill battle to capturing the excitement of like a real-time sport in a board game, right? And so I'm always a little concerned whether it's a racing game or football or whatever.
Yeah, I think it
to
helps.
try to capture that like momentum, that like real-time excitement in a board game. That's usually turn-based.
This seems like it's
what I
definitely
mean?
a much more accessible minis game, though. There's some push your luck to it, but it's way more accessible than like a Blood Bowl. I feel like
Yeah.
I could convince like my non-gamer friends to play this. Like
It
I've got
definitely has a cool
I've got buddies
presence.
like Tom that love hockey that he'd probably play this game. Where
Like-
if I was to get out Blood Bowl, he'd be like, "What?" with all these stats and everything. Like he just probably wouldn't be into it.
Well,
Where
and
this
that's
is
kind
like
of the thing is like Blood Bowl is on this level where it's trying to be like a sports style game, but it's really just like a huge miniatures game.
right. Where this is
and-
the opposite.
Yeah, where this I feel is the opposite. This is more of a sports game versus a miniatures game. You do have miniatures in it, but that add to the game. It looks amazing, but it's more like roll dice, push your luck. Because what you're doing in this is you're rolling your dice and then you're taking an action with whatever player
Right.
you want. And if you succeeded that, then you get to roll again. And then you have to add a certain dice, and then you get to roll again. And as long as you're succeeding, you get to keep moving your team. And then when you fail,
Excuse me.
then it's a turnover, and then the other player gets to play.
Which is similar to Blood Bowl because when you have a turnover, you switch, but you can
yeah,
only
but
move
in
each
Blood
player
Bowl,
once.
yeah, you can only move each player
The cool thing about
once and
this
stuff
though,
like
it's
that,
on
like-
Tabletopia, so like can actually just
You
play
can
it.
try it out.
Yeah, I really like the fact that it is on Tabletopia.
And they have the full rules up, which does not look like it's a lot. Greg coughed. Everyone, Greg coughed. Guys, everyone, stop
How did I
everything.
not know that was gonna happen?
Greg coughed. Everyone.
So
Yeah.
let's
Are we
hear
good
it.
now?
Ellen says, I
Keep it
really
going.
need to research this one. I have a friend who's a big hockey fan and kind of thinking of getting it. And if I don't like it, gift time. That's totally makes
great.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it is going to lie in that area where, like,
As
not
gateway as
necessarily,
you can
yeah,
get.
exactly. As gateway as a miniature game can get, really.
And to go back to your point with the die rolling, I was always also worried as I looked at this that there would be too much reliance on just I happen to roll
dice,
bad, I
yeah.
happen to roll bad, and that can be frustrating. I don't know if that feels old. I kind of wish there was card play or some other way to determine some of that stuff.
But
Cause
see, I like that in sports games because there is always that element of like
want
you can
that
just straight
chance.
trip. Like you can trip. Like
Yeah.
that
You can just
happens
straight trip
constantly.
over your own feet.
Yeah.
So.
Even the best players fall down. Like
I guess.
and somebody can just be faster than you. Somebody can be like better than you. There's lots of that.
Oh, that's
I love
fantastic.
Elizabeth's comment about downforce with ponies. So do like a My Little
In place
Pony
of
version.
cars. Oh, that would be
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
I'd be making sounds.
Oh, I think I just got Vincent sick.
Oh,
Vincent's
great.
'Cause you
getting
coughed.
cold now.
What the heck is wrong
I'm
with
sorry,
you, man?
Why would you cough on our stream?
Jeez.
Cyber cold coming right
Jeez.
at you.
Why would you cough on our stream?
Yeah,
That's
I
so
think-
unprofessional.
I know.
That overall, yeah, my only drawback for me is the fact that I'm really bad at rolling dice. So the fact that every time I have like a harder chance to succeed in that, like I'm just going to fail usually within the first one or two rolls anyway. So that would just really upset me the entire time. Whereas like Blood Bowl, you can kind of like minimize your dice rolls and stuff
Yeah.
with
But
like positioning and stuff.
I always argue Blood Bowl is way worse though because in this game, if you fail, your just turn ends. In Blood Bowl, if you fail, your character dies. And so, like,
Can
if you've
slip
inve-
on something and just
invested-
die.
Like I've had a character that's just like tripped, like trying to go in an extra square, and he's
Hits
tripped.
Like a tree
No,
stump or
Yeah,
so
something.
and then
I've
it's
got
like,
this.
whoops.
I've got like this
Death.
leveled up werewolf, and he like trips on a piece of grass and literally dies. And I'm like, cool. I spent 3 games leveling him up, and now he's dead. Okay,
That's funny.
like I can't replace him for another 2 games. Like that's gonna be fun. So like Blood Bowl is very punishing in
I'm
that
gonna
way.
I'm gonna have to say that I am really interested in this, and I'm probably gonna play it on Tabletopia before I make a decision on this one because I do love miniature strategic games, and if the dice rolling in it doesn't upset me in a way that like I feel like I'm losing positioning just because of a failed dice roll, then I'm down with this game.
So if you play it, you like it on Tabletopia, you going painted minis or not?
Yeah,
Painted
20
minis.
bucks.
Yeah.
Painted minis.
$20 seems really reasonable.
I'm not gonna-
It's
yeah.
super reasonable, and
So tired
Especially
of
if they
painting.
actually look that good.
I'm so tired of
I
painting.
don't have time to paint more minis, guys. Like
No, who has
we have
time
like
to paint?
120 Arcadia Quest miniatures to
It's
paint.
way
or
more than
something.
120.
Like I don't have time for this.
Yeah, I've got like D&D minis that I'm going to use in my game, and I'm like, this is
Be
just
like,
going to be gray.
Hashtag paint my minis. Like, geez, like
Oh,
yeah, I
no,
need to find
Vincent
somebody to
says
specifically
Facebook
paint them.
crashed. What is
Oh
happening
my
today?
gosh. Yeah, I don't know what's going
It's
on,
just
guys.
Vincent.
And for the
Aw,
record-
poor
It's because of
Vincent.
Brexit.
Oh.
And I like it. Topical humor, man. You're
So
taking it
topical.
up a
All right.
notch.
So
Like-
finally, lastly, we have It's a Wonderful Life.
World.
Not for
Oh,
Vincent,
sorry, It's a
not.
Wonderful World.
You actually hashtag Wonderful Life too.
Did
on-
I
on
really?
the announcement, yeah. I was like,
Dang it.
easy mistake to make.
Dang it. It's a
Uh-uh.
Wonderful
I
World
got
by
Facebook
La
going.
Bodite
It's just
Jus.
Vincent.
It's 1 to 5 players, 30 to 60 minutes. This is a $40 game. It is a, gosh, what am I thinking?
Well, there's drafting.
Drafting. There we
drafting.
go. Card
Yeah, card
drafting
drafting.
game with a little bit of like, I don't know, not positioning, but where you're trying to figure out if the cubes, like they go in a certain number or certain order combination, and you're trying to make sure and maximize those cubes as you go through and get refilled, as well as the cards that you've collected throughout the drafting and stuff. So like, this is serious maximization of your hand
Yeah.
and cards and everything in
Seems
the
like
game.
There's a real focus on efficiency.
Right.
I think what
Right.
I like about it is the theme, because it seems very like kind of
Theme is so good.
like Euphoria
Yeah.
or like dystopian, but like
Yeah.
lighthearted dystopia, like Fallout, where you're like, haha, you're gonna die from a rad roach, but like you're still happy about it.
Yeah, no, I like the theme. That's like the biggest selling point.
And
plus
it's-
card drafting. I like
And
card
it's
drafting.
not expensive, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like
Even
so
if
many
it's like
games we
40
cover now are
bucks.
like 79 and
Yeah.
up. Like this week, you could get out for like
60 and down.
120
Yeah,
bucks
60
or
and
something.
down
You
this
could probably
week.
get all four. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, right? Yeah, you can get pretty much all of them.
Yeah, this has been a good week for reasonably
cubes, you
priced
got
well,
my
games.
and I
attention.
think a lot of that is maybe because Origins and stuff is coming up, so people are like, all right, people aren't going to be spending a whole lot of
Yeah, they're-
money
they're
going
saving
into
their dough for the
Origins,
con.
right?
Stop everything. The dog's coughing.
Mute all the mics. This one also has like a campaign aspect, I guess. That you
Yeah, the
can
heritage,
add on,
the
right?
heritage campaign.
So
yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
if
where it
that's-
builds up. You start off like
Right.
peace, then you go war, and
If
yeah.
that's something that interests
So-
you, you can pay a little extra for
It's
that.
it's kind of like, I would say, kind of like Rise of Fenris, where inside where like it's legacy, but like you don't rip up things necessarily. You do inside a little bit, but it's more like the game before adds to the next game.
Or like the
So
grizzled
you're not, like, destroying
sort of
stuff.
like the grizzled sort of legacy one that
Yeah.
they did, where like you add those cards in as you go along. You can play like the campaign with the cards as you go through it, but then you can also take those out and like reset everything.
But I don't think
so.
anything's destructive.
No, you
No,
do
no,
not
no,
destroy
no.
anything.
tearing or anything.
It's just more
so-
like the previous game impacts the future games.
Right,
And
right,
I
right.
Which
actually
is
like
cool
that.
because you
Yeah.
can go, what was it, peace or war and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I
You
thought
can
that was my
do
favorite
different
part about
things with
Rise of
that.
Fenris for Scythe was just that like you got to be like, okay, so what I did on the last game is going to affect like the next game. And
Yeah.
so it seemed like it was building versus just like I played 8 games of Scythe in a row. You're like, oh, each one of these kind of adds to the
Right.
other one, but without it being like rip up your minis, throw them away,
What?
punch Andrew in the face, like, you know. it
What?
wasn't-
Rip up your minis would be a cool.
Oh, that'd be so hard.
It
That'd be
like
s-
includes like a razor blade in the game. It's like now cut your minis up,
it's just a lighter, burn them.
burn them. I love the little story
You're
here,
just-
by the way.
You're just like this. Dracarys. As it's dripping.
I like the theme though, like you mentioned earlier, the idea that there's been like this whole destructive war and these new powers have rised up, but they're kind of, dictators and
Right, you have the Republic of Europe.
yeah, they're trying to like get you to buy into their paradise. But by the way, just so you know, there's tanks around this assembly
Right.
just to keep the peace.
For your- they're for your
safety,
protection. For your
I really like that kind of
protection.
tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
I can't tell how many times I've said that. This is for
theme.
your protection.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. What's the safe word again?
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka, Matryoshka.
That's close. That's
Save
close.
me, everyone, save me.
Let's see. What else? What else did we like about this game?
This is one, so to jump ahead a little bit, I mean, this is one where I feel like I'd want to play it first because it's hard to know.
It is hard to know whenever you
one
have
seems a
games
little
like
bit-
this
It
with
looks
drafting and
tricksy.
stuff.
It looks good, but it's it also looks like a lot of other games, you know what I mean, where you're collecting sets to finish cards, so it's just hard to know without playing it if this one would just feel kind of generic or if it has some kind of X factor. At least that was my sort of take on it. But I do love the theming.
It's $40, so
yeah,
like
and I like the price.
yeah, I was gonna say that's a decent price for like a little card game like this that has all the cubes and everything.
You
Like
get
the price is
160
very
plastic
reasonable.
cubes right there.
What?
I mean,
So many cubes.
why not? Buy it for the cubes.
I think the heritage campaigns are what's really going to make this game here. Because there's plenty of drafting games and stuff like that, but whenever you have your drafting take over and change the game and stuff like that, you just get more replayability. Because if you have like games like Ascension or something like that, where you're just drafting, and like, I don't know, like it gets boring for me really fast.
So you like this heritage
I do,
aspect.
because I feel like that would
Mix it up.
it would give me incentive.
Did you say heretic?
Heritage.
Oh.
You don't have to.
Sorry.
You don't have to engage the tanks.
Whew.
Everyone's safe. It's okay.
I was thinking heretic.
Yeah, Vincent. Yeah, good prices tonight. You're
Yes,
right.
good
Everything's-
price points.
We did it
tonight.
for you, Vince, because we know you're having issues with that whole Brexit TV
Oh.
thing,
No,
and
no,
Gosh.
not
he's
Brexit.
having.
Oh,
No?
we have all sorts of things. We can talk
Well,
about those
speaking-
tariffs,
I mean, I don't know-
like
I
all
was gonna
sorts
say,
of stuff.
speaking
Yeah.
of pricing, I don't know how that's going to affect everything, but
Well, and that's another thing. So
Hopefully, they all get their orders in before it goes into effect.
Well, no, I bet what's going to happen is that
it could affect existing
when-
things you
yeah,
already have pledged for.
right, you've already pledged for them. So whenever they get to like backer kit or whatever it is, be prepared to pay extra money, maybe for shipping or something like that. Because they're going to have to recover those expenses. They're
For
going to
those
have
of you
to.
outside the states,
Yeah.
there's basically some tariffs being placed on things being shipped from China, apparently, and
Yeah.
I've seen a lot
don't
of buzz
worry.
on Twitter and stuff.
China will pay the tariffs, guys.
Oh.
That's how that works.
God.
So yeah, there's a concern. I mean, I've seen some people, and people much.
I've seen a lot of people
Yeah.
talking to people, and
I
especially.
know Rob Davia was talking about it on Twitter and was ticked off about it, and so who knows what it's going to do.
If you want to know more about the
affect-
tariffs, message Daniel Zayas personally.
Don't
Just send
do that.
him a
Don't
private
do
message,
that.
and he'll explain to you what the
No.
tariffs are.
What
they mean.
No, no, no.
Did he
Poor
go on some
Daniel.
tirade or-
No,
He
no.
posted something, and he's like,
And then he
I've
got, like,
gotten so many
a
PMs
million,
about this.
yeah, PMs
He's like,
about
guys,
it.
this is what tariffs are, because everyone's like, what's a tariff?
What's a tariff?
No, so since I have access to some of the Steve Jackson stuff, I've seen like tons of people, just random people,
Yeah.
coming in and specifically messaging Steve Jackson games about these tariffs and how it'll affect their pricing. And I had no idea that people straight up just messaged board game manufacturers about this stuff like all the time, like
That's the world we live in. Everyone's
It's
You can
crazy.
reach
It is
anyone at any time. Just
crazy.
jump on Twitter or wherever. And
oh, Alan's first Kickstarter game should be coming this week. Oh.
Was it Quad Heroes?
I
No,
feel
I'm
like
kidding.
that's like birthday-ish, you need to have like a cake and stuff or whatever, like a drink or something for that. Celebrate your first.
Cheers.
Now,
Your
is it your
first
first
Kickstarter
Kickstarter game like
game.
ours, where we backed one and it took 2 years, or is it like you just started backing stuff? 'Cause
Yeah,
there's a huge difference.
and Kabuki Kid is right. It is amazing how few people understand what tariffs are, and I think that's more of someone who's been involved in either any sort of
Yeah,
manufacturing.
can't they just check out like
or-
Wikipedia or something? Like, it's all there.
Nah, people don't do that like all the time. It's
I don't even
usually
use
just like it's like
Wikipedia.
Siri, what are tariffs?
That's actually good. Siri, what are tariffs?
Wow.
Real-time explanation.
Wow. All right.
A tariff is a tax on imports or exports between sovereign states. It's a form of regulation of foreign trade and policy that taxes foreign products to encourage or safeguard domestic industry. Tariffs are the simplest and old. I gotta pay for the rest of this. Sorry, guys. That's all we got.
So, Greg, would you back this?
I think I'm going to pass. I can't tell just from the campaign. I'm going to go back to my old try before you buy, I think, on this one for me. I'd like to play it first.
I'm in on all 4 of these, so I have to decide which one I want to cut because I don't actually want to back 4 games this week.
Yeah, what's your favorite then?
I think Bites is like a no-brainer. Bites feels like a gambling game to
Yeah.
me, where I'm like, oh, it's like a tiny epic game. It feels like it's a no-brainer. I'm just gonna do
And
it
I
no
think
matter
it would
what.
actually get played
And then
a
like,
lot.
and then like
because it's
Crystallo. The only
fast
thing
and-
I don't like about the Crystallo is I don't usually play solo games,
Yeah,
but
me
it looks interesting enough that I want to. And then like I think maybe this one and then hockey. I just feel like because the
hockey's
miniature.
last maybe
That
of the
30 to
form.
90 minute range is like not a good range for me, and I don't play enough miniature game where I feel like I'll play it a lot.
Well, and
But it
you're
still
more
looks
of
good
a
enough that I'm interested in.
you're more of a deck building person because I would say
I'm sorry, what?
I would say that
How
that
dare
it
you.
would be like Bites, Crystallo, and then the
Oh, Andrew's here.
the
I should probably
hockey
talk
one,
about punching him on side.
the hockey one, and then this
Siri,
one.
which
you
game
know?
should I not back this week?
Out of control. Out of control.
So your least likely one is this one of the 4? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just because I'm not as big of a drafting
Card draft.
Are you
card
yeah, you
drafting
don't really
gamer.
get
This actually gave
Yeah.
me an answer. So it says, oh, now Siri's talking again. So it said, which game should I not back this week? And it immediately started telling me about all the sports games I should not do. So hockey was actually one of them.
Roble just
So-
said punching.
I definitely did not mention punching you earlier. That's part of the legacy of Rise of Fenris, where you're like, oh, yeah, I scored. Thanks, I win. You
Is
know,
that
that's
how
part
that
of
works?
Legacy.
Is that
That's
how that
legacy
works?
games work.
That's how it becomes a legacy
That's how you
game.
make your Fenris rise. Just
No,
punch another
that's
man in the
dirty.
face.
Don't
That
be
is-
dirty on our
that
live
is-
stream.
that is-
Jesus.
You cursed
Definitely
earlier.
euphemistic.
Jesus.
You
I
cursed.
said shit, and that is not like a
Whoa!
huge curse word. Plenty of people say that game.
All right.
I'm out,
All right,
guys.
guys. It's
Say that.
PG-13
That's
stream
it.
from now on.
YouTube is banning us.
Oh, I think Andrew's like challenging you to a fight. He's like, "Are we gonna finish this?"
Oh,
This
well.
stream, Andrew, it's almost over.
Guys-
Stop being so mean.
Guys, Derek might not be here next week,
All right.
and if he's not, it's because Andrew won the fight.
Wow. So,
Baby shark, doo,
Upcoming
doo,
stuff
doo,
that we
doo,
have
baby
going
shark.
on. We have
What-
Cool Mini or Not Expo. That's going
What
to be
is-
happening.
Hashtag Glory Pound? What is the
hashtag
Glory Pound?
Glory Pound? Glory
I don't
Pound?
know.
It sounds dirty.
Here we go. Glory Pound.
Oh, okay, good.
good.
All right, what do we have coming up?
All right, so we have Cool Mini or Not Expo. We are actually going to be hosting that one, and by we I mean me. I'm going to be hosting that one.
The Royal
I sorry,
We.
I said we, and I said I'm sorry.
We will be there in spirit.
What?
Supporting you.
I'm literally going to be there too.
You're gonna be there too, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna be hosting it, and then like there's gonna be.
Do you see how this is in here?
You're setting up.
Cheers.
Wow, you're really selling the need for me to be there for Cool Mini or Not. They're like, yeah, you actually just cancel his ticket then, actually. We don't need him there.
That was by request by Cool Mini or Not, all right? So I went ahead and talked to Cool Mini or Not, and I said, hey, who do you want on the live stream camera hosting all of this stuff, you know, because I was thinking, okay, it's going to be their marketing and then whatever designers and stuff like that.
Stay with
But
us, buddy.
that
Stay-
is what they went ahead and decided. So I'm sorry. I'm
stay
sorry.
With us. Stay with us.
Need it. Sorry, go. Hold Richard. I'm out.
So Greg, do you want to go to Cool Mini or Not Expo?
That sounds fun. Yeah, I'm excited.
So I'm gonna be on. We're gonna be doing Cool Mini or Not Expo, and we're gonna be doing the panels there. And
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
it's gonna be cool. Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
get to talk specifically to the designers, and before they do the panels and everything, and as they're coming out of the panels, we're gonna record the panels, and then also, if you guys are interested in Cool Mini or Not games, they're gonna be doing a lot of giveaways during those streams. So if you guys are interested in those type of games, then I would check out the
And
streams
who
as they're
isn't, by the
happening.
way? Cool
I
Mini or
know,
Not
because
has
they're
such a
just gonna
great
be
track
like, they're gonna be
record.
like, games for you. What, you get a game, and you get a game, and you get a game. Like, seriously, they're gonna be going crazy with this. I'm so excited about doing it. Then after that, we have Origins. Are you gonna go to Origins this
I
year?
am not going to Origins.
Not going. Is
Nope.
Dan's going to Origins, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna be at Origins for like ever. Like,
What does that mean?
I'm leaving on Tuesday, and then I'm coming back on Monday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Almost a
so
week
I'm
at
gonna be
Origins.
at Origins
done
for a
Origins
very long time.
before?
I have,
Okay.
but I'm gonna be doing the social media stuff there for Steve Jackson Games. So if you guys are going to Origins, make sure and come by and say hi. You know, we'll give you high fives, we'll give you glory pounds.
Just you?
Just me, just
Cool.
me.
Very cool.
As we're demoing games and stuff like that. And they're going to have the Car Wars 6th edition there and like all sorts of really cool stuff. Yeah, and Vincent is going to the UK Games Expo. So if you guys want to meet up there and play games, you guys should do that too.
Vincent, you need a shirt that's like, I'm Vincent Hawk from the Gloryhoundd streams, looking for Kabuki Kid, Magenta Lizard, list everyone else.
But as we're going through all of this stuff, we hope to keep bringing you Kickstarter news on Fridays, but obviously like Origins and
Sure.
Cool Mini or Not Expo, we're also going to be out of those. We're going to be out of town. So we might do pre-recordings. The schedule might get moved around a little bit during those weeks
Yeah.
and stuff. So just stay tuned for that. We'll make
Bear
sure to
with
note.
us.
Yeah, we'll make sure to note it on our site whenever anything like that happens. So let's see here. Car Wars 6th edition. They've been promising that for at least 5 years. It's amazing, Kabuki Kid. I've played it. I had a great time playing it. I'm hoping that they're going to do the Kickstarter this year. Like, we're really pushing for the Kickstarter for this year. It looks really good. Like, I'm super excited about it. So, hopefully. But I think that's all the news. Do you have any news? I know you haven't done your podcast in a few weeks.
No, we've been on like a little hiatus.
Yeah.
Life has just been
crazy.
But we do plan on returning hopefully in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for Hooked on Geek, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook for updates. We'll keep you guys posted.
All right, cool. And
when
thank you
coming back.
for everybody that went ahead and joined us today. We appreciate it. We had like crazy problems
Yes,
all during
thanks
the
for bearing
stream,
with
but
the glitches.
I know we really appreciate that, and you guys hanging out with us. We always have a ton of fun talking to you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you guys came to the show.
Right? I know. Poor Dr. GloryHogg. Poor Dr. Glory. Yes, and the Deadly Doodles also. That'll be fantastic. All right, we will see you guys later. Have a good one.